Okay, hi everyone. Thank you, SheFi, for having me. I'm super excited to speak here. So I'm a huge fan of Ewha Womans University and also SheFi in Middle Asia. So I'm very excited for this week. Okay, so I'm Yura Nam, BD at Sentient. So I do more like the partnership and the business development side at Sentient. So those who doesn't know what Sentient is doing, I'll quick start with some introduction about Sentient. Okay, so what is sentient? So our mission is to make sure AGI is open source and not controlled by a single entity. So for example, DeepSeek, they showed that AI models can be open and performant and built at low cost. So we expanded on this and it's building AGI that is open source and community built and it's owned by community. So with 110 plus partners, so it's all open source, research outforming closed labs with our main products and potential scaling Sentient. We are trying to be the Linux of AGI. Okay, so we have like four co-founders and mostly they're professors. So we have a very good quality of AI researchers and then crypto pioneers. So I want to start why centralized AI must be avoided because the problem that we have started was the black box problem. So for example, when you guys use Perplexity or ChatGPT, which is a closed labs, you cannot see how reasoning is happening and also how the answer is coming up. That's like called a black box problem. So we started from there. So risk of the single entity of AGI, it's like power imbalance, inequality, and bias. So 72% of AI experts heard that they worried about the AGI concentration. That was from the 2025 surveys. So our solution was let's make decentralized AI, AGI through open source. Okay, so unlocking AGI through open source collaboration. So open source AGI, recently they closed its performance gap into 7% in 2025. So millions of the contributors, they do faster iteration and then less bias. And also DeepSeek, they proved the low cost and high performance open models. So I can see the changes that open models are getting bigger and then open AGI is becoming a lot of the combination with like closed labs. So our flywheel was emissions and dev improvements and adoption. Okay, so now I'll try to introduce about Sentient exactly. So compared to centralized AI like Grok, OpenAI, and ChatGPT, there was some limitations that contribution from internal devs only, and also cannot see how the reasoning happens or how the AI works internally because it's like the data is all internally controlled. So data contributed and limited to publicly available data and then permissioned agents. So we started with these problems and then we started building the open and decentralized AI. So Sentient Grid is our main product. It's all open source. It includes all agents such as agents, data, models, computing, and then the community members, they can contribute to our artifacts by building those artifacts. So those advantages are the contribution from millions of AI developers globally, and it's all run by community, and it's all permissionless agents, and data contributed by millions of users. Okay, so we saw some opportunities in crypto/AI. So yeah, for example, BitTensor, they are community owned and open, but they don't have a revenue and low utility. And DeepSeek, they have high utility and high revenue, but it's not really like open by not run by the community owned. So we try to like make it community owned and also high revenue and high utility. Okay, so why will Open AGI win? So I think the history will repeat because Open has always won. Because servers and personal computing like Linux, they replaced Unix and Windows HPC as the dominant OS. This was also open source. And also on the mobile side, Android, they won with 79% global share. And also publishing side, those WordPress powers 43% of all sites. And also for the web servers, overtook is IIS and Netscape. So from this lesson, innovation scales with participation. So that's why we really take care about community and then take care about the builders. So open source, they unlock 1Kx more builders versus closed labs. So more builders led to faster irritation and parallel progress across artifacts. And also ecosystem improvements, it shipped into products like Sentient Chat and adoption compounds. Okay, so I want to share more details and some process and our flywheel. So because why we are trying to make a big flywheel, those artifacts were contributing to our intelligence network grid. If they build a artifact to the grid ecosystem, they can earn the emission, and also the emission they fund to the developers, and the developers will be able to improve those artifacts, and then it comes bigger and they're gonna make the flywheel, and then better artifacts create better products. And then the users, they can deposit, send tokens to the artifacts that they want to support. So users pay more for the product and the better products, and they can improve the emission. Okay, so I think there's some builders here or any like AI open source developers here who came to listen about Sentient. I'm gonna share some products that you guys can build and then contribute and get more of the emission to our products. So first is Greed. It's an intelligence network and the world's largest collection of intelligence. So we have 110 plus partners, including computing, agent, data. So those who are building AI agents, you guys can build on top of Grid. And then our like stakers or our community members will support by staking their tokens to your artifacts. So yeah, we have like 10 plus partners from Web 2 and Web 3. So those who are interested on partnership, feel free to hit me up. Yeah, I can do the BD side of you guys, and we can set up a meeting here. And the Roma, it's also an open source. It's like a AI agent-related framework that does the recursive multi-agent research and routing framework. And this one has scored a 45% on SEAL0, beating Kimi Research and Gemini 2.5 Pro. So those who have been using those Sentient Chat, which is our interface app, it's all run by Grid network data and also like the Roma agents that has doing the reasoning stuff. And also for the ODS, those who wants to do like the crypto-related research, we recently launched a crypto-related agents that can help on the crypto research side. So those who are doing a lot of investment, feel free to use our Sentient Chat. Okay, and this is for like the builders, those who are building like an agent or any other products on the Grid as an open source, because you guys can like lose the identity. So we have developed a model fingerprinting. So you guys can like put in the fingerprinting into the product, and then you guys can identify that it's built by myself. So we have like 600K users. And lastly, Dopey LLMs. This is our community run by open source model family. Okay, so as I just shared you guys earlier, we have a lot of great partners from Web 2 and Web 3. Yeah, so I'm here to introduce our like recent updates, because in San Francisco we have run the Arena Cohort 0. Arena, this is a competition platform where the top AI researchers and engineers, they can develop or evolve or solve the problem with a topic with a grounded reasoning over a large corpora. So we were doing this with our partners from Franklin Templeton, Founders Fund, Pantera, Open Hands, because nowadays a lot of OpenAGI companies, they're interested on meeting builders and doing some competition. We were able to use the Databricks Office QA. So with those, to solve the Office QA, the builders have been do the coding and building agents to solve the problem and break the Office QA question. Okay, so we are now publicly opening this, and for sure we have the credit, bounty, or any other open source credits that you guys want to use or want to learn about OpenAGI. We are open to collect the builders, and you guys can also contribute as an open source. And also, we recently launched a Evo skill. So this is also open source. You guys can check it out on a GitHub repo. So it's an open source task agnostic framework that automatically discovers agent skills to improve performance. So for example, if you guys are building on Cloud or like open router, so if you guys like put in this Evo skills, you can like track those like coding failures. How can you guys like fix the codes? This is also an open source, and you guys can also contribute. So yeah, feel free to use it while you're building agents or AI products. Okay, so lastly, we have launched our Sentient Foundation to support builders. So our ecosystem fund is coming up soon. So I know that Korea, we don't have much builders, but a lot of people are really into AI nowadays. And Lena has also shared that SF, there's also a lot of like AI narratives happening. So I'm pretty sure if we also like build a lot of open source projects, this can contribute to those ecosystem, open source ecosystem projects. And Sentient, we are here to help. So yeah, some updates coming up next week with those ecosystem funds. So stay tuned. You guys can check our news from Twitter or PR or our Telegram community. And also we are doing a lot of open source events globally. So yeah, if you guys are interested, you guys can ping me anytime. Okay, we are trying to make open source AI always win. And we are waiting for you guys to contribute. And yeah, thank you for listening today.